Come on, where is it? Where is it? Where's the seconds? Where does it show the seconds? Oh, there. All right. Yeah, I don't have that figured out yet. Good morning. 9 o'clock straight up, March 24th, 2023 on a Friday. And I'll get an audio check here. Friday. Yep, that's confirmed. That's a big confirmed 10-4, good buddy. Pop out chat and zoom up. Nick Poverman says, I argued with the cashier that my bill was $7.23 and not $723. He didn't get the point. Carl J says, good one, Nick. Welcome aboard, Carl J. I don't remember if I've seen you here on these shows yet. Doesn't take much to get turned blue here. We just see you participating in the topics at hand. Martin Hogg. Hi, everyone from West Scotland. What does the sea say? Nothing. It just waves. What does it? Oh, because there's waves. Yeah. You know what? There was a joke somebody brought in yesterday that I didn't realize until after the stream that I did not get it the first time around. I think it was Chris Garrett. If I go back to yesterday's calendar and open this called chat, Chris Garrett says, yeah, if you use Raid, will you keep bugs out of Windows? I did not make the connection to a can of Raid bug spray. Just, yeah, over my head. Not over my head. What it was is I got too much on my mind while I'm trying to do these shows. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Let's see. I'm going to come back here to my camera and go explore and see. I don't think I have any emails queued up for today. I do not. And do I have channel comments queued up? There's some channel comments here. I've not pre-read these, so I don't know what's in here. Avicii Grafstein, great video. Thank you for sharing Facebook process, even though it was not successful. Thank you, Doug. I think that, edited, came back and edited that because, yeah, I pointed out it was not successful. Or I think I pointed that out. Well, I already had a thumbs up there. And then Tim Primrose, thank you very much from the UK. It was so simple and beats doing a clean install. That was how to upgrade Windows 10 Home to Windows 10 Pro. So that one still gaining attraction. This one also Windows 10 Home to Pro. Azir Alley Gaming, thanks you so much. I love you. Wow. Yeah, I get a big thumbs up and a heart. Can't give them a double thumbs up because that just takes the thumbs up away. Then let's go back and see where we're at. We're at 2,037 subscribers. If I go back to comments again, there's no outstanding comments. That doesn't mean there's no good comments. It just means there's nothing there that I haven't clicked a thumbs up or heart to. If I don't click a thumbs up or heart, then it keeps coming back here. Now, then there's something else I want to, let's see if I got any favorites pinned for today's show. Let's see, I come over here to my category for live Windows training, down to Windows Daily. See if I have anything pinned for today. I do not. So what I'm going to go to is give you another update about tryhackme.com. I tried it again yesterday. I've expressed to you before my frustration about not really learning. It's got like all this general ed stuff that I'm doing over and over and over. I'm calling it general ed because I'm not really learning how to do anything. So I went looking for their modules, their exercises, their, what do they call them? Tasks, challenges. They don't call them quests like we do in Fortnite, but so I went specifically into those and found one specifically for Nmap because I told you I wanted to learn Nmap, and it took me through some on-screen exercises for Nmap, but they were totally contrived. And I walked away from that feeling I hadn't learned anything about actually using it. So something else that I did when somebody pointed out Steve Gibson's content, grc.com, so I went and played around with that more yesterday or 2 days ago, I think it was, on Shields Up specifically. When you go to grc.com, then services, then Shields Up, you get to his stuff here. And I read through a lot of this, and did a lot of these, and that was far more educational than everything. It take everything that I've learned on tryhackme.com, what I did on Steve Gibson's Shields Up site in 30 minutes was far more educational to me, and I did some of these exercises. Now, this is actually the public IP address for my system right now, and it's been said that you should not expose your public IP on the internet. Now, I can go change that because mine's dynamic. It's easy enough for me to change, but I'm questioning, is that really as risky as I've been led to believe? If you have comments on that in chat, I'll be going to read that in a little bit. It occurs to me that somebody could spoof my IP address and then execute a DOS on my IP address, which is denial of service. So they could flood the internet with packets from the same public IP that I have, but wouldn't the routers on the internet be able to easily detect that that's phony, because it would be coming from a different pathway, a different route on the internet. So I'm interested in finding out, and if you want to put something in chat that I'll go read up on later, why is that highly risky? Now, I can go change that in short order if you convince me that it is, but it is public. It's called public IP address, and I don't think it's that hard to find out public IP addresses of companies. So anyway, that's something I'm going on, but I'm going to go ahead and show a little bit about Shields Up. When you click proceed, either this one or the one down here, I think takes you to the same place. I think yesterday or the day before I did this one. I'm going to click on this one, see if it takes me to the same place, because it's a pretty generic brand. Instant UPnP exposure test. So UPnP is universal plug and play. Internet of Things devices, IoT devices, or even your router can have plug and play capabilities, and those capabilities should not be exposed over the internet. The write-up in here gives a really good explanation of that. Explain this to me. So when you click on explain this to me, I think it takes you right down to here. And Steve's explanations there, nope, it took me somewhere else. Let's go back to look at this short. Explain this to me. Sharing files among locally connected computers is incredibly convenient and makes all kinds of sense, but local area LAN technology was never designed for the global internet. It seems that it wasn't thought through very well. Oops. Am I really in danger? Now that was, let's see. This was listed. This is number 2. Where's number 1? That's point number 2, I guess. I don't see point number 1. Am I really in danger? What can I do about this? So I've read through all of this. I went into this, the actual exposure test, and then each of these items here are different tests. And I've gone through all of them and read the information about them, and I found that I learned far more in, 30 minutes to an hour that I spent going through all this stuff than all the total combined stuff that I've done on tryhackme.com. And I have the paid version of tryhackme.com. I think I'm spending it's around $10 a month. So I'm about ready to cancel that. Let's go see what you're all saying in chat. It's Friday, big day for watching YouTube. All right, that's a good excuse for watching YouTube. So on a Friday, that's a good day for watching YouTube. On Saturday, that's a good day for watching YouTube. On a Sunday, you see where I'm going with this. Greg Guy, morning, Doug, all in chat from St. Mary County Island, St. Mary's County, Maryland, 53 degrees and raining. Selden Ball, afternoon, all it's 35 and overcast here. Spring seems to have left already. I've got 46 degrees, expecting a high of 58. And I don't even know if we're expecting rain today or if it's already been raining and I haven't even noticed. No, you know what? It's not. We got a few days. It looks like we got 4 days of sunshine coming up. Then we're back into rain. Is there an easy way to roll back Windows 11 to Windows 10? Yes, there is an easy way. There are multiple easy ways to roll back Windows 11 to Windows 10. If you do it within the first few days, I don't know how many days they're allowing now, like 6 days or 10 days maybe. There's a menu option in Windows 11 where you can roll it back. And I think you would find that, of course, I'm not demonstrating. Whoops, wait a minute, I hit the wrong button there. I think if you hit the Windows key and then reset this PC, will that get you into the options of rolling back? Go back to previous version of Windows 10. I think on this panel here you would see go back to Windows 10, but after a certain number of days, that's no longer available. So what happens if you can't do that? Is there an easy way to roll back to from Windows 11 to Windows 10? Yes, there is. You might not like this. It would be if you have had the foresight to do what I have preached over and over and over again, make periodical image backups of your computer. So before you update to Windows 11, make an image backup of Windows 10. 3 months later, 10 months later, 2 years later, you could restore that image and get yourself back to Windows 10. Now, what about your missing data? Well, before you roll it back, you make an image backup of your Windows 11 state so that it has all of your data. And then if you have the paid version of Mac Reflect, you can restore data. Or if you have any kind of a cloud service such as OneDrive or Google Drive, you can have all your content in there. So yeah, if you've waited too many days for Windows 11 to give you the rollback, then you would have had to make preparations for rolling back. But if you did make preparations, it's easy. Is there an easy way? Yes, but catch is you had to have prepared for that. Other than that, you just have to reinstall. So then you put all your data off to a backup drive or a cloud storage, reinstall Windows 10, and then bring your data, install your programs and bring your data back. Image backups, image backups, image backups. Mac Reflect still has the free version. There's some things that you can't do with it, but that you can schedule regular backups. You can schedule nightly backups with the free version. And you can do differential backups even. You can't do incremental backups. And let's see. Yeah, you can even, I can even do an unattended restore of an image using the free version. Been there, done that. Going to mute for a moment. And unmute, looking at my sound indicator to be sure the unmute worked. Not after the rollback time runs out. I think if you got like 24 hours, 48 hours. At the beginning of Windows 11, it was longer than that. I don't know what the time frame is now. Hello, Martin Hogg. Thanks. Was it Martin that was asking about, yeah, rollback. Thanks it. I don't know who it is. Speedy C. Hi, Doug. Lawn Dog. Okay. Nick Poverum. I'm late because of another Zoom meeting that ran late. I think you told me that you're going to have another meeting. Wow, shields up. A blast from the past. Yep. Still works today. It's still all current content. What does he say about, does this page show last updated? Now I'll probably have to use the Wayback Machine to see that. Although this shows copyright 2020. It can be relevant. I have an elderly customer who was very confused with Windows 11 and wants Windows 10. Had 11 for a year, so it looks like a backup and clean install. Yep. Okay, so that's, yeah, they really want to go back to Windows 10, huh? What about offering some tutorial about Windows 11? What is confusing you about Windows 11? Because they're going to have to go there. Well, except you said elderly, so you're thinking they might, not be around after October 2025. That's certainly a possibility. I do have some clients who I'm not pushing them to go to Windows 11 because they might not be around then. Daniel Emberley, my Libre office. But the other thing to say is that I've had many people go to Windows 11. It's just a nothing burger because they only launch programs from their desktop icons anyway. The fact that the taskbar looks different is a nothing burger to them because they don't do anything off the taskbar anyway. Their needs are very basic. But it might be that if you find out what they're confused about, what is challenging, you might be able to very easily explain to them how to understand the differences. I mean, even the power button is shutting down from the start button. It's different. It doesn't take long to give them a little tour of that. Daniel Emberley says, my LibreOffice calc is now running without crashing. Turning off hardware acceleration via LibreOffice Safe Startup seems to have resolved. Crashes occurred when scrolling with multiple sheets. Hey, Doug, why did you bury your head in your hands when you saw somebody having to turn off hardware acceleration? This is the most insane, inane, idiotic thing that I've come across. I have video editing software, at least 2 different ones, maybe 3 different ones, where when I go complain to them about some crashing, they say, turn off hardware acceleration. Well, what is hardware acceleration? That is the graphics board in your computer that's supposed to speed up graphics things and rendering and editing videos. They say when you use hardware acceleration and let the graphics card do this work, it can cause some crashes. And let's see, there's Adobe Premiere. When I launch it, it gives me a warning about my NVIDIA graphics card having known problems with the latest drivers, causing problems. How can a top-line program like Adobe Premiere, a top-line graphics card manufacturer like NVIDIA, have such a basic incompatibility or problem? That's just infuriating. So here, Danielle had to turn off hardware acceleration for LibreOffice Calc. If you don't know what that is, that's the spreadsheet. LibreOffice is a Microsoft Office work-alike. So it's similar to Microsoft Word, similar to Microsoft Excel. Calc is the spreadsheet. And it was crashing until she turned off hardware acceleration. That is nuts. Bad computer industry. Bad computer industry. Ugh. Nick to Martin. After that long yes, that's all you can do. You know the path. Today is the 2nd anniversary of downloading our first ISO of Windows 11 for Microsoft for corporate testing. That from Gary Weisenberger. 2nd anniversary. Yeah, I think I read that. I think I pronounced that as 2nd anniversary, but somehow in my head it registered as anniversary, meaning 1 year. I thought, really, only 1 year? But no, it's been 2 years. So before it was released to us normals as technicians, Gary's IT department is not normal IT staff. They are ahead of the curve. So it's been 2 years since they downloaded that for testing. Too bad there is not an image backup. Yeah, I got my clients' computers out there, many of them are doing image backups, not all of them. If they have enough space that I can split their drive into separate partitions or put a second drive in there, I will have image backups every chance that I reasonably get. Going mute again. Unmuted. Confirmed. If you do have a server that needs to be accessed remotely by the public, then put a firewall appliance between your LAN and the public network. It needs to be accessed remotely by the public. Yeah, so your server accessed remotely, not by your employees, but by the public. Then you want a firewall between your LAN and that computer that's going to be accessed by the public. So you have your your internet router. Let's call it your ISP router. If you're in a large corporation, there's some differences, I think. But anyway, internet comes into your router, and then you have a demilitarized zone that can get to that public computer, or you could have that public computer connected to your internet router and another line from the internet router going to your firewall, then from the firewall going to your switches for the rest of your office. I think that's a reasonable way to explain it. Thanks, Greg M, for the exact time. Exact time. Oh, it's 10-day rollback period. So that's what it was, I think, in the beginning of Windows 11 coming out. Image drive. That was the ISO image drive. Yeah. Nick Poverman, if you remove previous Windows using disk cleanup or storage sense, you are SOL. Yeah. So if you upgrade to Windows 11 and then run some kind of a disk cleaning utility, and I think maybe even Kerry Holzman's tool, I think it automatically cleans up that capability. Yeah, because I think it runs storage sense, which would remove the capability to roll back. Dennis just got back from picking up his new motherboard. After our Fortnite game this morning, he went out to pick up his new motherboard and RAM and CPU and I think power supply. And he mentioned that the RAM was DDR4, and I said, what, don't they have DDT RAM? Doug. Such a Doug. Greg M, what about using Start 10 on Windows 11? Start 10. Okay, so I think that's the emulator, the thing that makes this taskbar and other features look like Windows 10 on Windows 11. Actually, that's a pretty decent, because they'd still be on Windows 11, and that'd be a whole lot easier to accomplish. Greg M, I think that's a great suggestion for Martin. Yeah, to use Start 10. I'm assuming that's the name of one of those utilities that makes Windows 11 look and feel like Windows 10. 10 days for the rollback, according to Google. Gary Weisenberg, how old is elderly to be? How old is elderly to these kids nowadays? Without us old folks, there would be no Windows, Internet, or PCs. The clients that I refer to as elderly are in their 80s and 90s of mine, but I've had some 80s and 90s clients that I would not refer to as elderly because they grasp technology pretty well. Doug, thanks, but he has dementia and cancer. So sorry. So sorry to hear that, Martin. Same with web browsers. Turning off hardware accelerations helps some issues. Gary to Greg, just type in the start box on the taskbar of Windows 11. Just type for what purpose? I must have missed something there. You don't do Start 10 in this box, do you? Well, I'm not on Windows 11. Start 10. I don't think that's a Windows 11 feature, is it? Yeah, StarDock. Start 10. StarDock Start 10 brings back the Windows Start menu. So I'm not sure if that's what Gary was referring to. On Doug, a lot of things are in different places Windows 11, and some people just don't want to put in the effort to relearn things again. Understood and agreed. I agree to some degree with that thought. Regarding backup, I have both Macroom Reflect and Acronis. Any preferences based on experience? Well, yeah, it depends upon if you have the Acronis paid version, that'll work on any drive. If you have an Acronis free version that came with a drive that you purchased, then that's only going to work with either that drive or that brand drive or that brand model. I don't know how their limitations are, but I know Acronis, when it comes free with the drive, is only intended for you to be able to transfer content from your old drive to that new drive. So there's some limitations. And I prefer Macroom Reflect just because I know it. I don't argue again. I don't argue Fridays. I don't argue Macroom Reflect over Acronis to anybody who likes and prefers Acronis. They're both fine products. Why can't we figure out the best way to lay out an operating system after 30 years and move on to something else? Well, Why can't we figure out the best way to design a car and stop monkeying around with them? Well, because technology always improves. We figure out bigger and better ways to do things. And the people who are making the hardware and the software want to keep us, giving us a reason to upgrade and spend money. Oh, that's just a whole bunch of reasons. And why can't we figure out the best way to lay out? They're still trying to figure it out. And do you think they'll ever get there? Do you want to buy a bridge over the water in the Mojave Desert? Yeah. Greg DeGarry, Start 10 is an application from StarDock which brings back menus to Windows 10. They also have Start 11 for Windows 11 menus. Start 11 for Windows 11 menus. Interesting. And Windows 11 is not the best method. Let's see. Conversation. Great idea, Greg. Worth looking into. Gary, we do not allow things to make one version look or act like something different. All machines are set up the same. Okay, good point. Good point. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. I will not install a Windows 10 lookalike on Windows 11. I want my clients to get accustomed to Windows 11. If another technician comes along after me, I want them to be able to deal with what's there as native Windows 11 as possible. I am not going to enable my clients to stay in the dark ages. Also, if one or more of the computers in an office with Windows 11 has the StarDock Windows 10 appearance, then when somebody else in that office goes to that computer, they're a little bit lost. What's going on here? Why is this different? We need consistency in an office environment. If somebody working in an office wants to stay so backward that they aren't willing to learn the little differences about Windows 11, they really shouldn't be in that job. If you're going to work in an office environment, you've got to have the ability to go from Windows 10 to Windows 11. And I know many of my business owners, the top senior people, are the ones that have the most struggles, or more likely to have the struggles. But so far, it hasn't been a big deal at all. And when I upgrade somebody to Windows 11, I've never had somebody in the office environment complain about it. And I think a lot of that is us as technicians expecting people to have trouble with it, because we have more trouble as technicians with Windows 11 over Windows 10 because the things that we need to do with the computers are different. For the end user, not so much. It's Windows 10 Optimizer. Good. Yes, Kerry Holzman's Windows 10 Optimizer. That's what the utility is called. I do have it, but I don't use it. And not as anything critical against the Windows 10 Optimizer. It's a fine product, but I want to keep my head in the native, what's the other word I'm looking for? Native organic Windows environment. I don't want some tool doing things for me in such a way that I might forget how to get there. And I'm pretty quick with doing all those adjustments. I use Start as Back on Windows 10. It's called something else on Windows 11. I do have a redirect set up for Kerry Holzman's show. I don't think Ken Stout does he have a show coming up? Let me go check. No, let's go check over here. Let's go on to my bookmarks. Ken Stout Live, up in the URL, you see it has his YouTube channel name /live. If he had a live scheduled, it would show up here. If I go to videos or to his home, it would show if he has a premiere scheduled. So I don't see a premiere scheduled either. But I feel my energy is waning a little bit. Gary Weisenberger. No, Windows search box is no, just like Windows 10. What? No. No Windows search box is, just like Windows 10. No Windows search box is now just like Windows 10. No Windows search box is not like Windows 10. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of typo there. Not trying to pick on you, Gary. You're trying to tell me something there. I need to let you know I'm not getting it. Seldom Ball, free Acronis, used to work for all disks so long as the drive that it came with is connected. Okay, that makes sense. The free version of Acronis that comes with a new drive will work for any disks on your computer as long as the drive that it came with is connected. Or does it have to be the drive that it came with, or does it have to be the same make and model drive, or does it only have to be the same make of drive? That'd be curious. I use Windows 10 because I know it. Chris Garrett, you are competent enough of a computer person that you should be able to learn Windows 11, and it's about time you start making ground on that. Nick Poverman, my mom is 89. She knows more about computers than some millennials I work with. Good. Awesome. Way to go, Mom. Seldom Ball, maybe the best interface is an AI that knows what you meant, not what you said. I've used that with clients many times when I'm doing something with their computer and I type it wrong. I say, why that computer is supposed to be so smart? Why didn't it know what I meant? There's Ken Stout. And chat down a little bit further. Gary, the manufacturer of something can change something without notice. Yes, absolutely. The manufacturer of software or hardware can change something without notice. They're not obligated to tell us in advance. My Tesla, my wife's Ford Lightning get updates almost weekly, and things change all the time, sometimes not noticeable and sometimes major. And I think this is something the whole tech industry, including cars, are trying to train people for, trying to train people to be able to adapt easily. This is one of the frustrations that I had with online computer games. When I go into them, there's no instructions. How do I figure out what to do? How do I know what to do? And what the kids are doing is they would just discover things to do. They'd be trying everything on the with the keyboard and the mouse. How many times, even on this channel, have I had people tell me, oh, I keep forgetting right-click. Try right-clicking on things when you're trying to find some feature that you don't know where it is. And the people who did not grow up with computers don't have as much skill at being able to discover features within software and hardware as the youngins do. But the software and hardware manufacturers are trying to train everybody to discover on your own without having to be told everything. And it's just an idea I have. I don't know if that's true. Martin Hogg, sorry, all, just to be clear, my elderly customer has cancer and dementia. So intuition is not the solution. It needs to be simple. Yeah, that's a typo. I think he meant intuition is not the solution. Tuition would be paying a fee for a college course. Typo now. Oh, now. He meant now. Back up there where it came out as no. Let's see. Windows search box is now just like Windows 10. Oh, I think he means the Windows 11 search box is now just like the Windows 10 search box. Ken says, I do not have anything for this afternoon, just the normal show tonight at 10:30 p.m. my time. I do not believe that to be truth, Ken. I do not believe you do not have anything for this afternoon. I am entirely convinced that you have a nap scheduled this afternoon, don't you? That's not nothing. Chris Garrett is laughing at something. Hopefully it's something I said. Gary, has anyone been using chat in Edge? Oh, using Bing chat in Edge. See, there are typos. There are typos in chat, and there are redos in chat. Not redo, redos, meaning inaccurately read chat messages. And I just skipped that word that, what was it Gary had? Has anyone been using, I'd skipped Bing. Has anyone been using Bing chat in Edge? So Bing chat, here's Bing. I don't think you mean the microphone. Allow using your microphone. Can I use them? Will it use the microphone while XSplit is using the microphone? Windows 11 Start 10 emulator. Windows 11 Start 10 emulator. Yeah, so that worked there.
According to websuggestion.com, yes. The Windows 11.
All right, I was able to click on it to stop that audio. I don't know if you heard the audio of Edge talking back to me. But Edge chat. Oh, here's chat. What is this? Welcome to the new Bing, your AI-powered co-pilot for web. Oh, and it's listening to me now. Oh, the answer. Oh, it's showing what I dictated there and showing me its typed answer. So here's chat. Is this the Edge version of Chat GPT? What I want to ask, who is DougBetts? I don't think I ever actually showed you the answer that Chat GPT gave for that, but it was a automotive exec. I assume you're asking about DougBetts, who's the president of automotive division at JD Power. He's responsible for leading the strategy and operations for JD Power's entire automotive division. Some of you know Mike Smith from the Tech Vets program that Carrie Holzman and Mike Smith did. Well, Mike Smith tried that on his Chat GPT, saying, who is Mike Smith? And it came up with this really super complimentary thing about Mike Smith as this awesome technician. It didn't occur to me at the time, I wonder if it's the same Mike Smith, because Mike Smith's kind of a common name. Mike Smith's kind of a common name. So obviously I haven't been using it. Chris Garrett, I have actually thought about installing Windows 11 on my desktop only. I will make a backup for sure. I do not trust the rollback feature. Agreed with that. Even if I wanted to roll back within the 7 day or 10 days, I might still do a restore rather than roll back. Lawn Dog to Martin, you are illustrating an issue that I think is a problem. Selden, sometimes shift right click reveals even more options, really. I'll try that right here. That's a right click. And then shift right click. Oh, I think that is giving different options. No, it's not. It just depends upon whether I have something highlighted at the time. How do I check for hardware acceleration? Hardware acceleration is set within the software that you're working with. Let's see, DaVinci Resolve. Let's go to a Google search. Well, all right, let's try Edge chat. Just Edge. Here's a question. Okay. There's no microphone here. Why is there not a microphone here? I already know that I can do a search with a microphone up here. How do I disable hardware acceleration in DaVinci Resolve?
According to Reddit.com, there's an option to remove the current.
Hush up. I don't want to hear you read it to me. After updating, when starting the program, displays a dialog box until hardware acceleration has been disabled. So it looks like some version of DaVinci Resolve will automatically disable it. How to disable DaVinci Resolve AMD Radeon. Is Intel hardware acceleration, decode and encode compatible with DaVinci Resolve? So there's stuff you can read about it. I'm not going to go through the rest of that because I'm kind of getting ready to end this. I'm already over time. Top right-hand corner. Yes, it is. Please try this to Ken Stout. Windows key S, type in, click on graphics settings, change default graphics settings. Hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. So Windows key plus S. I don't know why you would need Windows key plus S. Isn't Windows key enough? Windows key, type in, what does that say? Press the Windows key and S, type in, click on graphics settings, type what? All right, let's try graphics settings. Can you change it for, yeah, hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, reduce latency and improve performance. You'll need to restart your PC to have your changes take effect. That's not the same thing as disabling hardware acceleration in a particular software program. I don't know if it'll have the same effect. Windows key S brings up search. Yeah, but so does the Windows key. Just the Windows key alone. Windows key S brings me to the same place. Thank you. I thought Google did not know what it was talking about. It came from Google, cut and paste. Thanks, Gary. Edge chat is the Bing icon in the top right-hand corner. Edge chat is the, oh, here. Okay, that gets me to chat there and chat here. Are those the same thing? And chat here, rewrite together, get better answers, ask me anything. So here's that broom icon. Is this the same thing here? Broom icon. Yeah, it looks to me like that's the same thing, either of those two methods of getting there. Do you agree, Gary, that that's the same thing? Hello, Rick. Selden, right-click on any icon in my Windows 10 taskbar, shows one set of options. Shift right-click shows different set. All right, I did right-click on hardware info. Shift right-click on hardware info. Yes, different options. Yeah, okay. Comprendo. You show the search bar, it can be hidden. WinS will bring it up for everyone. Okay, good. All right, so if I hide search, if I come up here to search and change it to hidden, it's hidden. Now if I press the Windows key and start typing, isn't that search? If I do Windows key S, it gets me a search field that I can see the field. But I still think the Windows key by itself and start typing, it's the same search, isn't it? Oh, Microsoft Rewards balance, 4,940. Is anybody using Microsoft Rewards? And Gary says, yes, they are the same. All right, that's enough. I'm ready to give it up, hang it up, say sayonara. Can you roll an R in a Chinese word? I think sayonara. Goodbye. Said usual time tomorrow. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.